The Department of National Defense is facing questions about the head of the military's chaplain school. He used to run what was once a well-known religious boarding school in Ontario. What happened behind the walls of that school, allegations of physical and mental abuse, has been part of a Fifth Estate investigation. Here's Bob McEwen with some of what it has revealed.
It's closed now, but for decades, this Ontario building was home to Grenville Christian College. Its last headmaster was longtime teacher Gordon Mintz. Not long after it shut down in 2007, a group of former students filed a class-action lawsuit accusing the school of excessive and abusive punishments, physical and mental. One of those students was Michael Phelan, who says Gordon Mintz forced him to endure prolonged and painful workout sessions because he was gay.
They were trying to do everything they could to beat that out of me.
Rebecca Sangster spent her last years of high school at Grenville. She closely followed the lawsuit, especially when Gordon Mintz testified that there was never any abuse. The lawsuit covers the period when Mintz was a teacher, but he wasn't personally named in the filing.
He was there through some pretty horrendous psychological, physical abuse of children, and there's no way he can say he didn't know what was going on.
Sangster eventually became a civilian employee with the Canadian Armed Forces, which is how she learned former headmaster Mintz was now a military chaplain. When Sangster discovered he was in charge of the chaplain school, she protested to his commanding officer.
I sent him a letter saying, this is who you are now promoting to the headmastership of the Padres school. It teaches all of the other Padres.
She was told an investigation had been started, but 2 years later, she had heard nothing more. Then came this. A verdict in the lawsuit against Grenville Christian College. The judge affirmed the students' claims about decades of abuse. We tried to talk to Gordon Mintz about the school and the ruling as he headed to work at CFB boarding.
In court and in interviews, you've denied there was any abuse. The judge found it was a systemic abuse. In a telephone interview, a spokesperson for the military acknowledged they'd received Rebecca Sangster's complaint over 2 years ago. But somehow they hadn't understood that Mintz had testified, that the court had ruled, or that there'd been an allegation of physical abuse against Mintz. According to the spokesperson, unless Gordon Mintz faces criminal charges, there'll be no further action by the military. Bob McEwen, CBC News, Toronto.
School of Secrets, the Church, the Cult, and the Consequences airs tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Fifth Estate on CBC Television, or you can stream it on CBC Gem.